Tonight on LNN, for the first time ever, we have a true life account from a former Goldfield CEO who recollects his first encounter with Jacob Zuma and Nkandla as described in a letter that's been circulating on the internet and has made its way to the papers. Since the CEO now lives in America, and you know how those people are like full of Hollywood things. They got a hold of the letter, turned it into the script, and this is their interpretation of what happened.
When I was CEO of Goldfields, I got a call from Mandela.
Listen, you should build a school at Nkandla for Zuma.
Jacob Zuma was the vice president at the time. Goldfields had a foundation, which I headed, and we built schools all over the country, but only where there was a real need. Nkandla already had a school, so I told Madiba we would look into it. The conclusion was that it was marginal, but it could be said to have need for a new and bigger school. When he called me again to repeat the request...
Hey, daughter, don't make me ask again. What is happening with that school?
I said I'd go down to Nkandla myself and meet Zuma. I flew down by chopper, and Zuma flew in with an entourage with 3 military choppers and put on a big lunch, etc., for all of us. He then took us to see the existing school and meet the architects, and the price was pretty grand, I must say. I asked what the cost would be, and the architect standing next to me, who absolutely stank of booze, grinned and said 12 to 14 million rands. I turned to our foundation chief and said that that was about 3 times what we usually spend, and asked what should the cost be for the design we were looking at. And the answer was about 5 or 6 million. So I looked at the architect and asked, where does the rest of the money go? And he looked across the table at Zuma, and Zuma just looked at me with this big smile. So I flew back to Joburg and called Mandela. Yes, we'll build a school in Nkandla, but there are 2 conditions. 1, no Zumas must be involved. And 2, we are listing GFL on the New York Stock Exchange in 2 months. And we want you to come and ring the bell for Goldfields at the launch.
Okay. I will ring this thing.
And the new Unyakanya secondary school, built by Goldfields, was opened in March 2004. I will never forget that smirk on Zuma's face. The revelation about the highway and his house scam are all consistent with what we saw that day. And that smirk.
Guys, hi, man. How can Msholos ever smack? Man, these are serious things, man. Man. Don't portray my president like that, man.